Pioneer fans, Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse is live and on the air. Welcome to Hollway Field, where it is your Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse team taking on the Tecumseh Lacrosse team here at Hollway Field as we're counting down about 12 minutes till we get things started. It is senior night, so we will have this senior night celebration after the game. So we will hang out if you could celebrate the seniors. Just hang out a little bit after the game ends, and we will bring that to you as well. Pioneer is 9-6-1. They have won 7 of the last 8, so they have really made this turn the season and gotten on the right side of things as Pioneer started with 4 losses. They had a tie to Grand Ledge, a win versus Holland West Ottawa. And then they beat Canton. They had a loss versus Northville. And then the 7 of the last 6, they had a 6 overtime win versus Matawan. They beat Saline 15-8. They beat Bedford 15-0. They beat Heartland beat them. That was their one loss in these 8-game stretch. That was 17-2. They beat Dexter 12-11. They beat Eisenhower. That was over at the Michigan Lacrosse Stadium 16-6. That was our last broadcast. Since then, they beat Huron 15-4, and they beat Skyline over at Skyline 12-8. If you missed that game, not only was it on the NFHS network, but it was also broadcast by CTN. So you can go to the CTN Sports YouTube page and check that game out. Fantastic game. I highly recommend it. They will play Tecumseh tonight, senior night, and then teacher appreciation night is tomorrow versus Portage Northern. That is a 6:30 game. They will then be over at Bloomfield Hills on the 16th of May. That is a 7 o'clock game over at Bloomfield Hills. We'll talk about the upcoming playoffs. But first, let's talk a little bit about Tecumseh. Tecumseh is 4-7 on the season. They started off with a win versus Huron, 7-4. They had 3 losses in a row, losing to Dexter 12-2, losing to Anthony Wayne 19-0, and losing to Canton 6-5. They beat Howell 12-3. And they lost this lead 16-4, lost to Dexter 12-4. They had a double overtime win versus Huron 6-5. That was back on the 26th at home at Tecumseh. They had a double, and then let's see, they beat Bedford 9-6, and then their last 2 games they lost to Sylvania Southfield 11-1 and lost to Sylvania Northfield 9-3. They're coming in this game versus Pioneer. They then play Huron away at Huron on the 11th. They play Skyline on the 15th and finish up versus Father Gabriel Richard. The bracket is out. If you go out to mshaa.com, go to the sports, pick lacrosse, and you can click on the bracket for the ladies. Pioneer is in Girls Lacrosse Region 2. It's hosted by Northville. And Pioneer gets a bye, as Pioneer will play the winner of Huron versus Salem. That will be played on the 19th at Huron. Huron is 2-8-1, playing Salem 5-6. Also happening on the 19th, just on the other side of the bracket, Plymouth is playing Northville. That at Plymouth at 6 p.m. on the 19th. That is Plymouth 3-6 on the season versus Northville 7-4 on the season. At the very top of the bracket is Canton versus Cass Tech, playing on the 18th. Canton 1-14 on the season. Cass Tech 5-2. That will be at Plymouth Canton Salem 6:30. So on the 24th, Pioneer will host a home game, 7 p.m. on May 24th. They will play the winner of Huron Salem, and then they will, if they win and beat the winner of Huron versus Salem, they will advance to play at Northville at 7 p.m. on May 30th, where they will play the winner of South Lyon, who has a bye just like Pioneer. They're 9-5. South Lyon on the 24th will play the winner of Plymouth Northville. And then on the top side of the bracket, it's Brighton playing the winner of Canton and Detroit Cass, and Livonia Stevenson playing Novi. They both got a bye. The final, if Pioneer is able to advance that far, will be on the 2nd of June at Northville at 6 p.m. We will do our best to broadcast what we can. I believe we will have to, if we do a video broadcast, it will have to be on the NFHS network, which does require a subscription. It's just part of the MHSA policy as far as video goes. And then we'll try and do an audio broadcast there as well if that's the way that goes. But we'll effort to get something out there that you can watch and follow along with the Pioneer team as much as we can throughout the playoffs. So check that out. MHSAA.com has all your postseason information. I haven't seen, I believe the soccer is being played over at Saline, I believe. And that's coming up soon. And then men's lacrosse, I haven't seen the regions set. I know they still have the prior year information out there. So just waiting for a little more information about that. But boy, this season has flown by, and we are coming right down to it. So let's thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse. That includes Iris Dry Cleaning at 209 Fitness, Whitcomb Farms LLC, Finn's Insurance, Crazy Wisdoms Publication, Shirley Reddick, State Farm Insurance Agent, Orange Theory Fitness, Kevin Devine Real Estate, Ann Arbor Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Palgon Tea, Hesselberg Chiropractics, Heidi Kucherellis Insurance, Anderson Paint Company, Ann Arbor Smiles, Stadium Hardware, Steve Service, Felix Rudberg of Real Estate One, Pear, Sperling, Egan and Daniels, Mathnasium, Blue Line Fitness, Steeper and Burst Orthodontics, Bank of Ann Arbor, The Right Touch, Burns Park Orthodontics, and BB Nail Salon. We'll play a few messages from the MHSAA. We'll get back going as clock counting down to about 5:29 up on that, and we will see. Somehow our scoreboard's not up there, so we'll see if we can fix that as well.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
For tonight's senior night, we're going to start with announcing the Tecumseh High School girls varsity lacrosse seniors. Number 4, Avery Cluis. Number 18, Hannah Peters. And now for the rest of the team. Number 3, Jaden Poley. Jilly Kepe. Lucy Deso Thompson. Gabby Brigman. Alexis Miller. Jazz Rowe. Gigi Willent. Emily Burgess. Emily Cluckbert. Jasmine Poley. Cheyenne Bruner. Sid DeFour. Winter Ostafin. Blake Sneed. Anastasia Richards. Addie Corwin. And Elena Lucreci. And now for your Pioneer High School girls lacrosse seniors. We have number 3, Sophie Miranda. Number 4, Lizzie Kinsey. Number 11, Gigi Paulino. Number 12, Cindy Shui. Number 34, Lizzie Daly. And number 97, Caitlin Grice. Okay, now the rest of the team. We have number 1, Ellie Malloy. Number 5, Grace Grabowski. Number 7, Adriana Kennedy. Number 9, Lily Solden. Number 10, Claire Kim. Number 14, Lily Whitcomb. Number 15, Sofia Jimenez. Number 16, Edie Lamb. Number 20, Victoria Joff. Number 21, Bella Cole. 23, Vivian Alcantara Luna. And number 52, Sarah Huffman. And now will everybody stand and take off your hats for our national anthem. Okay, now let's have some fun. Good luck, girls, and go Pio.
As we are getting ready to go here at Hollway Field, where it is senior night for your Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse team. Had senior night for the soccer squad last night, and for the Pioneer Men's Varsity Lacrosse team on Monday. Pioneer is at the top of the SEC. They have 10 points, and they should be able to take care of business if they can win today. And of course, Tecumseh will have something to say about that. Pioneer should be clear and win the SEC if they can win tonight. They should have 10 points. I only see on the SEC website 8, but we did count up the wins. 2 points apiece, 5 wins in the SEC. So Pioneer looking to wrap that up tonight, have a successful senior night, and try and keep their winning ways going. Again, they have won 7 of the last 8. They'd like to take that streak into the playoffs and keep things going as well as they can. Shui in to take the face-off. Or take the draw, excuse me. On the other side, looks like that is Peters in to take the draw. Kinsey on the near side of the draw control circle, joined over there by Jaden Pulley. Over on the far side is Grabowski over there with Rao. Ball set. Pops up, racing to get it. Grabowski has it. Grabowski over midfield. Grabowski racing down the hash marks. Over the restraining line, Grabowski works her way inside the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc. Trying to flip it over. Shot by Solden. That goes off just to the far side. As running that out. Tecumseh closest to it, so they'll flip that back behind. Bringing it up the near side is Cluis. Feeding it ahead, ground ball raked up. Here comes Solden with it. Solden between the hash marks, gets inside the 8-meter arc. Solden dishes it out in front to Grabowski, who fires it in. Goal by Grabowski. Solden with the assist. So Pioneer goal at 24-22, and Pioneer up 1-0.
Pioneer goal, number 5, Grace Grabowski. Assist, number 9, Lily Solden.
Pioneer starts things off 24-22. Taking the lead. Again, it is in to take the draw. Peters versus Shui. Grabowski again on the right-hand side with Rao. Over on the left-hand side, it's Kinsey with Jaden Poley. Ball set between the crosses. There's a whistle popped up as that's grabbed out of midair. Bringing it ahead is Rao. Rao heading down the far sideline. Loose ground ball, trying to rake it up. Shui comes in, trying to get to it. That on the ground again. Kinsey pulls it up. Kinsey trying to avoid pressure by a trio of Tecumseh players. Kinsey running down the far sideline, down the numbers, over midfield. Kinsey heading into the offensive zone. Whistle. Kinsey continues to go as she comes down just inside the 12-meter fan, working her way around the 8-meter arc. Kinsey comes in, shoots, and scores. Kinsey puts it in. Pioneer goes up 2-1, or 2-0, excuse me. So Lizzie Kinsey with the Pioneer goal.
Pioneer, number 4, Lizzie Kinsey.
That at 2:46, Pioneer up 2-0. As they are looking to try and take control of this lead and get a big win on senior night. Tecumseh obviously has a lot to say about that. Shui in to take the draw versus Peters. Ball set between the backside of the crosses. There's the whistle, and they'll redraw that as it does have to go straight up above the heads for it to be a valid draw. That one kind of went just to Shui's left ear. So get that set right in the center circle between the blockades. Ball pops back up as Grabowski grabs it out of midair. Grabowski feeds it ahead to Kinsey. Kinsey grabs it on a hop. Kinsey makes it over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Kinsey makes her way down the near hash marks, goes underneath the goal line extended. Kinsey back there working against Crowan. Crowan getting it ahead. Shot. And a score. And I believe that was number 3, Miranda, who put that in.
Goal number 3, Sophie Miranda. Assist number 4, Lizzie Kinsey.
So Miranda on the goal, Kinsey with the assist. That at 23. As the Pioneer offense asserting itself early in this game. Stays Peters and Shui in for the draw as they get set. One on the left-hand side of midfield, one on the right. That popped up again back towards Grabowski. Grabowski trying to grab that, rolling over on the near side of the field. Grabowski grabs it. Grabowski trying to avoid some pressure from behind her. Grabowski races down the near sideline over midfield. Grabowski lofts it ahead over to Solden. Solden into the offensive zone. Solden cuts between the hash marks. Solden racing in, and there is going to be it's like a free position for Solden as she'll take it right at the center hash. As they get round to her left. Lily Solden comes in, shoots it, save by Tecumseh. Excellent job by the keeper to get that one. Tecumseh's keeper is Cope. As that over on the near side, ground ball, trying to rake it up, battle for it. As pulling it away, Pioneer with it, getting it over to Solden. Solden races between the hash marks. Solden gets it over to Daly. Daly right ahead again, a save by Cope. Cope has it in the crease. Cope looking to her right, now her left, trying to find a place to go with it. Lofts it over to the left, just over the tip of the cross of the intended receiver. Ground ball battling, popped up as Daly had it. Now Kinsey trying to grab it back in there, as well as Burgess. Burgess trying to pull that up off of the ground. Still loose as Kinsey trying to get it. That ball will not rake itself up. Whistle, and that is going to be Tecumseh's ball. As racing ahead with it, that flips onto the cross as Miller had it. And into the offensive zone, Tecumseh rakes it up. Miller over on the near wing, loses it but gets it back. Miller right at the restraining line, lofts it over on a bounce, trying to move it over to Peters. Peters rolling and racing over to get it on the far sideline. Peters heading down the far sideline, has Lamb in front of her. That's launched over off the tip of the cross. Raking it up is Miller. Miller has it. Top of the it's offensive zone. Miller on a bounce, trying to move it over to Rao. Raked up by Peters. Peters has it, that loose, and grabbing it, Luna for Pioneer. Feeds ahead to Daly. Daly racing down the far sideline, gets it over to Shway. Shway over midfield. Shway running down the numbers into the offensive zone. Shway comes between the hash marks now, coming in. Shway, and that will be a whistle as she was trying to get towards the crease, and I didn't see the official signal, but Shway will have a free position on the right center right hash. As they blow the whistle, Shway comes in, shoots it, that off the side of the net, raked up there by Polino. Polino puts it, and that bounces away, trying to grab it as Cope has it. As Cope in her crease, launches it over on the near wing, bringing it ahead is Cluis. Cluis racing between the hash marks, trying to get out of her own defensive zone. Cluis double teamed by a pair of Pioneer players. Cluis arcs it up ahead, that grabbed by Richards. Richards trying to pull it up on a hop over midfield as Grabowski knocked that one away, but they'll say that's a halo infraction. And Grabowski will go 5 yards back behind Richards. Richards coming ahead, double teamed, ground ball as Miranda trying to get that. That will go over to Pioneer. Miranda with possession. Miranda goes over midfield. Miranda racing down the near hash marks into the offensive zone. Miranda gets inside the 12-meter fan, stops there, moves it over. Grabowski puts it in. Grabowski from Miranda, and Pioneer goes up by a score of 3-0. Or 4-0, excuse me.
Goal, Pioneer, number 5, Grace Grabowski. Assist, number 3, Sophie Miranda.
And at 2019, sorry, I had a little bit of scoreboard hiccup, so I have to manually do that. 20 minutes, 19 seconds left to go here in the first. Shway versus Peters for the draw. Grabowski to the right with Jaden Poley. To the left is Kinsey. That popped up. Grabowski trying to grab it. Now Shway has it. Shway heads over midfield, running down the numbers on the far wing. Shway stops, spins, looking for a place to go with it. Lofts it ahead. Kinsey has it. Kinsey gets inside the 12-meter fan. Kinsey inside the 8-meter arc. Now goes underneath the goal line extended. Pops back above the goal line extended. Fires it over to Shway. Shway coming in, and that is going to be a whistle. As Shway again will take it on the center right hash for a free position as she's set. Cope in front of her. Shway coming in, shoots and scores! Shway puts it in, and that is 5-0 Pioneer with the lead.
Pioneer goal, number 12, Cindy Shway.
And at 19:31, Pioneers starting off the game with a 5-goal run, trying to make sure they get the lead and hang on to it. They don't want to give Tecumseh any life here. This Pioneer would love to wrap up the SEC. By the way, Grice between the pipes to our right, giving Huffman a little breather. Grice obviously a senior, so she gets this start and well-deserved. Ball pops up back over there, grabbed on a bounce by Rao. Rao into the offensive zone, coming down the far wing. Rao inside the 8-meter arc. That shot goes high as that is run out by Tecumseh. They'll have it in along the end line as that was Jaden Pulley trying to get it over to Burgess. That ball back behind Jaden Pulley. Moves it over onto the far wing. Bringing it up is Rao. Rao launches it over to Peters. Peters goes, rakes up that ball. Kinsey challenging her. Peters right on the far hash marks. Peters heads down towards the goal line, extended, fires it back behind. That off the tip of the cross. Trying to hold it in was Richards, and that is going to be a whistle and Pioneer ball. Fired ahead. Daly had it, and that just off of her cross out the far sideline. That will be Tecumseh ball. As Jaden Pulley brings it in, or excuse me, that was number 9, Miller with it. So now Miller will start off about 5 yards inside the offensive zone over on the far wing. Grabowski separates the ball from her. Miller back into that midfield area. As Miller's going to maintain possession, she'll have a free position. Solton has to go 5 yards back behind her. That fired over. Malloy has it. Malloy over outside of her own defensive zone, trying to get it ahead to Miranda. That off of the tip of Miranda's cross. Miranda races over, rakes it up, knocked away. Miranda trying to get to it. Malloy trying to grab it. Miranda has it. She goes over the restraining line. As Miranda will restart right at the restraining line. As I believe it looked like a slash. So that is going to be, Pioneer will be a player up. As a penalty to Tecumseh has one of their players sitting down by the scorer's table. Miranda between the hash marks. Now moving over to Grabowski. Grabowski inside the 8-meter arc. Whistle. Clear path violation. That is going to put Miranda on the left center hash. Grabowski set for the free position. Grabowski races in, fires it, saved by Cope. As Cope will have it in her crease. Cope looking for a place to go with it. Cope still in her crease. She needs to either start running down or firing it out. That fired over. Grabbed. Here comes Peters. Peters trying to split a pair of Pioneer players. Peters moves it over on the near wing to Corin. Pulled away as Jimenez had it. Jimenez will restart on the near wing. Jimenez races inside the numbers, inside the hash marks. Jimenez right around the 8-meter arc. Gets it back to Kinsey. Kinsey just outside the 12-meter fan, centered up. Kinsey comes down the far hash marks. Kinsey now goes even with the goal underneath the goal line, extended on the far wing. Comes right back behind the goal. Kinsey coming out in front. Kinsey fires, and a save by Cope. Cope with a couple huge saves. Trying to keep the score from getting out of hand. It's 5-0. Pioneer with the lead. 15:59 left to go here in the first. Tecumseh with the ball, racing ahead with it is Rao. As a restart, Rao racing down outside the numbers, coming down the far sideline over midfield. Rao restarts, heads towards the center of the field. Rao has that knocked away. Grabbing it is Shwe. Heading between the hash marks. Shwe over the restraining line. Loses it but gets it on a bounce. Won't settle down. Shwe trying to get to it loose, and that grabbed, but a whistle blown. And the recovery was Cluis. So Schweck will have it on a free position on the center right hash. As Schweck comes in and ball loose. Scope trying to get to it, but a whistle and a stoppage. Schweck goes back to the center hash now for a free position. As Peters has to go 5 yards behind her. Coming in, Schweck puts it and goal by Schweck. As it is Pioneer now 6-0. 2 goals in a row by Schweck. As that is at 14:32, Pioneer up 6-0 here on Tecumseh. So goals so far, 2 by Grabowski, 1 by Kinsey, 1 by Miranda, and 2 in a row by Schway. As she steps in to take the draw versus Peters. Ball set on the backside of the crosses. That popped up back towards Grabowski. Schway has it on the near wing. Schway goes over midfield, heading down over the restraining line. Now fires it over, cracking it down is Solden. Lofts it right out in front. Grabowski with a shot. That just goes up by a few inches high over the crossbar. Pioneer ran it out as Miranda trying to fire it out in front. That got knocked down. Good defensive play by Tecumseh as that was Cluis getting across in the way. Lofted back over to Jimenez. Right back behind the goal and along the end line. Jimenez works her way over the goal line extension. Jimenez right out in front now, working her way around the 8-meter arc. Jimenez outside the 12-meter fan, gets it over to Miranda. Miranda working in. That knocked away. Grabowski has it back behind the goal. She was able to rake it up. Grabowski above the goal line extended now. Grabowski trying to get it over to Kinsey. That rolls all the way over. Jimenez rakes that up and goes underneath the goal line extended. Jimenez in front to Grabowski, who fires it in. Grabowski now has the hat trick. Jimenez with the assist. That at 13:22.
Pioneer goal number 5, Grace Grabowski. Assist number 15, Sophia Jimenez.
As timeout called, we'll take it with them. Let's thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. That includes Iris Dry Cleaning at 209 Fitness, Whitcomb Farms LLC, Finn's Insurance, Crazy Wisdom Publications, Shirley Redrick, State Farm Insurance, Orange Theory Fitness, Kevin Devine Real Estate, Ann Arbor Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Palgon T, Hesselberg Chiropractics, Heidi Cucurellis Insurance, Anderson Paint Company, Ann Arbor Smiles, Stadium Hardware, Steve Service, Felix Rudberg of Real Estate One, Pear, Sperling, Egan and Daniels, Mathnasium, Blue Line Fitness, Steeper and Burst Orthodontics, Bank of Ann Arbor, The Right Touch, Burns Park Orthodontics, and BB Nail Salon. Yes, let's hear a little push on it. We will be right back. Pioneer opens up the game on a 7-goal run. We'll try and update that there. As Tecumseh takes the timeout. Tecumseh is in their black uniforms with the reddish-orange numbers on the back and on the front. The school nickname on the back and Tecumseh in black lettering on the front. Pioneer is in their white uniforms with the dark numbers on the front and on the back. Pioneer in black lettering on the front. Lights are on here, but boy, what a gorgeous day. 74 degrees at game time, nary a cloud in the sky, as it truly feels like spring has fully sprung. Now that I said that, it'll end up being 20 degrees tomorrow, and you can all blame me, but it is a fantastic day here at Hollway Field. Again, barring any issues at my day job, we will have Pioneer, the women's varsity lacrosse team, playing tomorrow here versus Portage Northern High School. That will be Teacher Appreciation Evening, as the son of a now retired teacher, always appreciate giving some love to those who have helped us learn and grow. In to take the draw now is Brigman versus Sway. Popped up towards Brigman. That grabbed out of midair. Coming ahead with it is Kinsey. Kinsey avoids some pressure. Gets outside the far hash marks. Firing it just over Jimenez's outstretched cross. That'll go over to the far sideline and go out the far sideline. That will be Tecumseh ball. As Defer coming down the far sideline, stolen away. Here comes Pioneer. Kinsey gets inside the 8-meter arc. Kinsey shot. That save, but a whistle. Kinsey will get it, a free position right at the center right hash on the 8-meter arc. Kinsey cradles the ball. Behind her is Crowing. Kinsey with the shot and a score. So Kinsey with her second goal of the game. That at 12:29. As that makes it 8-0 Pioneer with the lead here on senior night. As Shwe in to take the draw. On the other side, trying to get a number as her shoulder is to me. I believe that is Brigman. Malloy on the right-hand side of the draw circle over the right-hand side of the center circle with Peters. On the left-hand side is Solden over there with Bruner. That ball over. Solden racing, splits a pair of defenders. Solden floats it up over. Miranda puts it in. Miranda scores from Solden and makes it 9-0 Pioneer with the lead.
Pioneer goal, number 3, Sophie Miranda.
Yes.
Number 9, Lily Solden.
That is Miranda's second goal of the evening. And it's Solden's second assist of the game. Over on the defensive side for Pioneer, back there is Luna, Kennedy, Lamb, Daly, and Whitcomb. Shwe in to take the draw. That popped up as Shwe has it ahead. Here comes Solden. Solden arcs it. Gets it over on a hop to Kim. Kim trying to rake it up. Kim heads towards the top of the offensive zone. Kim lofts it over to Solden. Solden trying to split a pair of defenders. Solden, that raked up. Coming over is Miranda. Miranda lofts it. That into Shwe. Shwe with the shot. Save as that is grabbed by Cope. Cope in the crease, looking to avoid pressure by Kim. Kim trying to make it tough as Cope gets it all the way out. Good pass, but just off the tip of the cross, stolen away by Jimenez. Jimenez running down the numbers on the far wing. Jimenez Goes underneath the goal line, extended back behind the goal. Jimenez fires it out in front, trying to get it to Miranda. That rolls back. Raked up by Malloy. Malloy between the hash marks. Comes right at the right center hash on the 8-meter arc. There is a whistle. As the officials talking things over, getting folks where they need them to be. As Malloy will restart with Bruner in front of her. Back over to Shway. Shway heads down the far hash marks, cuts in, shot, and it would be a goal, but they make the goal signal. So that will be a goal. I think, no, maybe not. He made the, no, now he's waving it off. We initially made the goal signal. Now they'll have a free position, as that is going to be, again, looks like a slash to the Tecumseh player. Because that's a goal. That would be a cross check. So Shway will have it right on the center hash, free position of the 8-meter arc. As that whistle did go right before the ball went in. So Shway comes in, fires, save by Cope. Cope has really done a fantastic job despite the score. Really made some big saves for Tecumseh. Now bringing it ahead down the far sideline is Cluis. Cluis loses it. That popped up, bringing it away. Here comes Miranda. Miranda inside the far hash marks. Miranda racing in. Bounce shot it in as she fired it just in front of the goal line. It was about a couple inches in front to the near side. Fired it in, and Miranda now has herself a hat trick.
Pioneer goal, number 3, Sophie Miranda.
That at 10:06, as that makes it 10-0. And that means we have a 10-goal differential, which means a running clock situation now. So the clock will continue to run, except for timeouts and official timeouts. Substitutions coming in as Jaden Poley comes over to the left of the center circle. Over there with Solden. Shway in to take the draw. Malloy on the right-hand side of the draw control circle. Back in there was Rao in the for the draw with Shway. Shway wins it. That comes over. Here comes Jimenez. Jimenez cuts towards the right. Jimenez bounce shot and up and in. Jimenez, then she was just about to go over the goal line extended, fires it in, and Jimenez, as Jimenez takes it and fires it in, that at 9:08. As that is her first goal of the game. Malloy going to the right of the center circle. Solden to the left. Shway in to take the draw. Back with her is Brigman. Now working over on the near side to the right is Rao for Tecumseh, and over on the left is Jaden Poley. As that's grabbed, Malloy hands it over to Shway. Shway over the restraining line between the hash marks, running ahead, cuts inside the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc. There's a whistle. As that is going to be on the first hash on the left. Shway will have it there. Racing in, gets the shot across, puts it in the top left corner.
Pioneer goal, number
And
12, Cindy Shway.
Pioneer with 12-0 with the lead. As that is a hat trick for Shway. And that at 7:50. So a couple hat tricks happening so far today. Pioneer with the 12-0 lead, set for the draw. As that popped up, loose, Malloy rakes it up as that was Peters in the draw in the center circle. And that is going to be Pioneer ball on a draw infraction. Shway has it, trying to come between the hash marks, now racing down the near hash mark into the offensive zone. Shway comes down, goes underneath the goal line extended. Two players marking her. Shway fires it out in front. And it rolls back as Malloy has it just outside the 12-meter fan. Malloy spins with it. Malloy heads outside the far hash marks. Malloy now goes underneath the goal line extended. Malloy back there looking for a place to fire it. Malloy directly behind the cage. Lofts it over to Miranda. Miranda going to take a shot, but a whistle beforehand. So Miranda will be on the center right hash for the free position after that infraction. The offending party, Cluis, has to go 5 yards behind her. Here comes Miranda racing in as that got deflected back. Solden has it. Solden lofts it back behind to Jimenez. Jimenez firing it out in front to Miranda. That one on the ground. Raking it up, coming away with it was Peters. And Peters self-starts, coming over that, knocked away by Solden. Solden trying to rake that up. Solden back into the middle area outside of the offensive restraining line. Grabbed by Jimenez. Jimenez now races between the hash marks. Jimenez going over outside the far hash marks, coming down the far wing. Jimenez goes underneath the goal line extended. Jimenez right back, floats it ahead. There's a shot that got deflected away as Miranda had the shot, and she now gets her own rebound, comes outside, fires it over to Shway. Shway coming down the far hash marks, just above the goal line extended, trying to come in. That is going to be a halo violation as Cross got too close to her head. As that is going to be set on the first hash on the left. Shway comes in, now she cuts back out. Gets outside the 12-meter fan. Shway heads outside the near hash marks, racing towards the crease. Now goes underneath the goal line extended. Shway going from the near side to the far side. Firing it, trying to get it out to Daly. That back over to Solden. Solden has it between the hash marks. Solden lofts it over on the far wing to Jimenez. Jimenez just inside the numbers on the far wing. Back over to Solden. That on the ground. Solden able to rake it up. And she's on the numbers on the far wing. Solden lofts it back over to Shway. Shway outside the 12-meter fan. Now heads back towards the top of the offensive zone. Moves it over to Malloy. Malloy has it on the near hash marks. Malloy just outside the 12-meter fan. Moves it over to Miranda. Miranda just above the goal line extended. Gets that back over to Kim. Kim trying to rake it up and along the end line. Kim now grabs it as she's just under the goal line extended. Goes above the goal line extended. Kim now lofts it all the way back to Jimenez. Jimenez and along the end line. Sidesteps. Now fires it back over to Miranda. Miranda over on the near wing, keeping that from going out the near sideline. Miranda outside the numbers on the near wing, gets it over to Malloy. Malloy on the near hash marks, over to Shway. Between the hash marks, Shway moves it over to Solden. Solden launches it back over to Malloy. Malloy just outside the 12-meter fan. Now over to Solden on the far wing. Solden steps back, trying to avoid pressure by Tecumseh. Gets that right back over to Malloy, as back there providing pressure was Sneed. That ball raked up by Shway. Shway lofts it over to Malloy. Malloy now outside the far hash marks. Pioneer taking their time. They're in no hurry. It's 2:47 before halftime. Pioneer with the 12-0 lead. Malloy has the ball between the hash marks. Larks that over to Jimenez. Jimenez above the goal line, extended on the near wing. Gets it back behind, right at the goal line, extended to Kim. That ball raked up, fired over as Willant got it over to Cope. Cope, oh, that's stolen away by Jimenez. Jimenez reached up and grabbed that pass. She now heads outside the far hash marks. Jimenez just above the goal line extended, lofts that back to Daly. Daly just inside the numbers on the far wing. Daly now cuts towards the goal line extended, now switches shoulders, flips that back over to Shui. Shui rakes that up. Now Shui lifts it over to Solden. Solden outside the near hash marks. Gets it over to Miranda. Miranda heading back up the offensive zone, working her way around the 12-meter fan. That over to Shui. Shui lofts it. Oh, just out of Malloy's reach. Racing out is Crowan, but that will be a pass, so that will be alternate possession over to Tecumseh. Tecumseh brings it up as that's Crowan with it. That ball out of the cross, out the far sideline. That will be Pioneers' ball with 1 minute 23 seconds left to go. Here in the first half, Pioneer up 12-0. Malloy on that far sideline gets it over to Sway. Sway, that loose on the ground. Trying to rake that up over there was Cuthbert. Cuthbert has it over midfield, coming ahead with it. That ball on the ground as Luna goes to rake it up. That is going to stay Tecumseh ball as Cuthbert has it. Cuthbert goes back to the spot of the infraction, and she'll self-start there. Cuthbert just outside of the offensive restraining line. Cuthbert has Shui trying to knock that away. Ground ball as Shui gets it on a hop, racing over on the near wing. A trio of Tecumseh defenders trying to steal that away. She floats that over to Daly. Daly grabs it on a hop. Daly over midfield. Daly launches it ahead, trying to get it to Solden. That loose, but a whistle. That is going to stay Pioneers ball with 14 seconds left to go here before halftime. Quickly ahead with it, Miranda. Miranda spins with it. Miranda launches it over to Solden. 6 seconds left. That ball over on the far wing. Racing in underneath the goal line extended. That Kim trying to fire it out, and that grabbed, and that will do it. Is at halftime. It is Pioneer 12 and Tecumseh nothing. Let's take a few moments and we'll play a few messages from the MHSAA as it is Pioneer 12, Tecumseh nothing.
Thank our sponsors, Pioneer Women's Lacrosse.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we're coming out of halftime here, 12-0 Pioneer with the lead on senior night as they have the lead over Tecumseh. Pioneer trying to lock up the SEC and win it outright. Pioneer men's varsity lacrosse should be able to hopefully do the same thing if they are able to win at Chelsea tomorrow. We will have the Pioneer women's, barring any day job issues, we will have the Pioneer women's game for you tomorrow night, Teacher Appreciation Night. That will be a 6:30 game versus Portage Northern here at Hollway Field. So come on down, watch that game, or again, go and see the Pioneer men's team over at Chelsea, or any of the other amazing Pioneer teams that are in action as things really ramped up and just have a week or so left before we start heading into the playoffs. So quite the busy week. Also have a couple AFC Ann Arbor games this weekend. 7 p.m. we'll have the women's squad, and 3 o'clock or 7 p.m. we'll have the men's squad playing on Saturday night, and the women's squad playing 3 o'clock on Sunday, all those at Hollway Field as well. What I'm trying to tell you is we're spending a lot of time in this press box this week, and it's wonderful. We appreciate it. Now to take the draw is Shui. On the other side is Rao. Outside on the top of the center circle, Kinsey over there talking with Jaden Poley. On the left-hand side of the center circle, Grabowski over there with Rao. So that was Peters in to take the draw. That rolls over on the near side, trying to rake it up. Rao has it, knocked away by Grabowski. And it'll be a whistle and a restart, as Grabowski will restart coming down on the near sideline. Grabowski lofts it ahead. That over to Solden, but a whistle. And Grabowski will have it. Or no, that'll be over to Tecumseh. as Miller will have it. Right on the near sideline for Tecumseh. Miller cuts to her right, double team, trying to swim through it. That ball on the ground is trying to rake it up. Grabowski won't settle down for her. Grabowski still trying to keep it in on the near sideline. That raked up by Rao. Rao heads down the near sideline the opposite direction as she races, cuts towards the center of the field. That was knocked away by Kennedy, grabbed on a hop by Solden. Solden over the restraining line. Solden cuts between the hash marks. That pops out, but collision, and that will be a free position for Solden right on the 12-meter fan. As Ostafin goes 5 yards back behind her. Solden launches it. Shui jumps, shoots, and scores. And Shui opens up the scoring in the second. As Solden on the assist. And at 23-22, Pioneer makes it 13-0 as the clock will continue to roll so long as it's a 10-goal differential. If it gets underneath 10 goals, it will return to normal clock operation, or you'll have it stop between after goals. Peters and Shui in for the draw. Kinsey and Jaden Poley. Top of the center circle, Grabowski and Rao to the left-hand side. Popped up as Grabowski trying to get to it. Rao trying to grab it, whistle, and that's going to go over to Tecumseh as Rao will have it about 10 yards over the center line. Rao over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Rao cuts to her left, works her way around the 8-meter arc, loses it, pops it back up, and Malloy steals that ground ball away. Malloy heading down the far sideline. Malloy lofts it ahead as Shui gets it on a bounce. Shui heads over the restraining line, lofts it over to Solden. Solden between the hash marks, right out in front to Kennedy. Ball wouldn't stay for her. Kennedy rakes it up as she has it right on the 12-meter fan. Over to Daly. Daly working her way around the 8-meter arc. Daly goes underneath the goal line extended. Daly right back behind the goal, now over the goal line extended on the far wing. Daly sends it out to Kinsey. Kinsey right on the far hash marks. Now it's cuts between the hash marks, working her way inside the 8-meter arc. Kinsey right out in front of the crease. That got blocked out in front. Ground ball. Grabowski racing to keep it in. Grabowski rakes it up and along the end line on the far wing. Grabowski trying to get around Poley. Grabowski is Jaden Poley goes down to the turf. As talking things over, Jaden Poley will have to go 5 yards back behind Grabowski. Grabowski now coming up to the far hash marks. Grabowski gets over to Kinsey between the hash marks. Kinsey just outside the 12-meter fan. Kinsey now over to Shui. Shui right on the near hash mark. Shui lofts it over to Grabowski. Grabowski racing in. Grabowski, that ball just goes loose. Grabowski rakes it up even with the goal on the near wing. 20:45 left to go here in the second. 13-0. Pioneer with the lead. Solden gets it to Daly. Daly out in front. As that deflects out. Run out by Kennedy. Pioneer closest to it. Kennedy will have it. Kennedy goes over the goal line extended. Kennedy trying to get in. Kennedy trying to duck under a defender's cross. That will result in a free position for Kennedy on the center right hash as she gets set. Jaden Poley to her right. Kennedy comes in. Shoot! Bounce shot and a no goal, no goal. Looks like that might have been. They're going to have another free position for Kennedy as she's going to be at the center hash. And she gives her teammates a wave on the bench and Gets a big cheer. Kennedy set, waiting for the whistle. Kennedy comes in. Kennedy shoots and scores! Kennedy puts it in at 19:22, and that makes it 14-0 Pioneer.
Pioneer goal, number 7, Adriana Kennedy.
And at 19:13. Again, after this game, we will have the senior celebration, so stick around and celebrate all the wonderful, amazing seniors on this Pioneer lacrosse team. That includes Sophie Miranda, Lizzie Kinsey, Gigi Polino, Cindy Schwe, also Lizzie Daly and Caitlin Grice, all seniors. And Grabowski now to take the draw. That's still Peters, I believe, in the draw. To take the draw. That goes all the way back towards the Pioneer goal, raked up by Solden. Solden floats it ahead. Grabowski trying to find it on a hop. That grab going the other direction with it is Jaden Poley. Knocked down. Here comes Grabowski. Grabowski floats it right out in front, and Kennedy with a shot that just goes wide to the far side. Kim runs it out as we're under 18 minutes left here in the second. 14-0 Pioneer with the lead. Kim has it underneath the goal line, extended on the far wing. Kim. A couple crosses in front of her, trying to make it difficult for her to find a place to go with it. Gets it over to Kennedy. Kennedy even with the goal now above the goal line extended. Gets it over to Jimenez. Jimenez lofts it to Grabowski between the hash marks. Grabowski over to Solden on the near wing. Solden moves it over to Miranda. Miranda outside the near hash marks. Gets over to Grabowski. Grabowski working her way in. Bounce shot and in. Grabowski scores. Solden on the assist. That at 17-15. As the clock counting down to the 17-minute mark. It's a pretty good crowd here for senior night. Lots of action happening here on the campus. I believe there was some softball and baseball back behind us. We'll effort after the next goal, see if we can get a couple of those baseball scores. As Pioneer Baseball has and uses the Game Changer app, you can always get that and follow along with their games when we're not able to broadcast. Popped up. Solden grabs it out of midair. Solden fires it ahead. Here comes Jimenez. Jimenez over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Jimenez cuts inside. Jimenez fires it. Ooh, that just off the shin of the keeper. I can't tell. There's a new keeper out there for Tecumseh, but I can't get a number. We'll see if we can see that if she turns. Kim has it. Kim floats it back over to Kennedy. Kennedy moves it, that rolling on the ground over towards the near sideline and out the near sideline. As that will be Tecumseh ball. As Bruner will have it on the near sideline. Bruner lofts that ahead. Daly trying to grab it. Kim out there. Daly comes away with it. Daly goes underneath the goal line extended on the near wing. Daly cuts over the goal line extended on the far wing. Daly now looking for a place to go with it. Gets it over to Solden. Solden just outside the 12-meter fan on the far wing. Solden comes between the hash marks. Gets it out to Grabowski. Grabowski's shot. There was a whistle beforehand as we approach the 15-minute mark. Grabowski with it at the center hash on the free position. 15-0 Pioneer with the lead. Fix our scoreboard there. And now it's 16-0 as Grabowski fires it in. So Grabowski scores on the free position, that at 14-40. As Pioneer in control on senior night, clock continues to run. Grabowski in to take the draw. Brigman on the other side. As they get the ball set between the crosses. Jimenez is on the right-hand side of the center circle with Jaden Poley. Popped up high, that batted back, trying to race it. Grabowski trying to rake it up. Jaden Poley had it, now Jimenez has it. Jimenez races down the far hash marks. There's a whistle, and that's going to be a halo violation. Jimenez over the restraining line. Jimenez racing between the hash marks. That ball loose. Solden rakes it up. Solden coming in. Bounce shot just goes wide to the far side. Kim runs it out. That will stay Pioneer ball, 16-0. Pioneer with the lead, 13:23 left to go. Kim brings it over the goal line, extended on the far wing. Kim lofts it over on a hop to Jimenez. Jimenez inside the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc. Jimenez comes in, shot, and a goal. Jimenez puts it in. 17-0 Pioneer.
Pioneer goal number 15, Sophia Jimenez.
That at the 13-minute mark even. 17-0 Pioneer. 12:45 and counting here in the second half. Brigman to take the draw. Grabowski in to take the draw for Pioneer. Looking over to get instructions from Coach Magus. Solden on the left-hand side of the center circle with Bruner. Jimenez on the right-hand side there with Jaden Poley. Ball set, popped up. Grabowski gets it on a hop. Grabowski running down the numbers on the far wing. Grabowski into the offensive zone. Grabowski stops on that far wing, trying to get away from Jaden Poley. Grabowski goes underneath the goal line extended. Under 12 minutes left to go in the first. Fires it over to Jimenez. Jimenez with a shot. That was a save by the new keeper. Couldn't quite catch a number with the gear on the back, and Ponytail just covered up the number. That loose over on the far wing. Raking it up. As Malloy has it, Malloy heads between the hash marks. And that is going to be a whistle. And gotcha. New helmet needed for Elena Lucrecio. As no fun if you don't have the proper safety gear, as she races over and doing her best to grab gear. And someone over there working on the helmet, trying to get that fixed. We don't want anyone playing with any defective safety gear. Don't want anyone getting hurt out here. So we'd love to see all these players playing their guts out, but we do not want to see any of them injured. As they continue to effort that, let's play a little push on. Whoop, as soon as I did that, Lucrecio comes out, heading down. Now she has a new properly adjusted helmet. Nope, that looks like that's going to be Kopp back in goal. So Kopp, who started the contest, goes back between the pipes to our right. Malloy coming right around the 12-meter fan. Malloy comes outside the near hash marks, races down the near hash marks. Malloy Loses it, trying to get it back. Malloy underneath the goal line, extended. Malloy spins with it. Malloy spins again, right back behind the cage. Malloy now cuts above the goal line, extended, and shoots and fires, and Malloy puts it in. Malloy with her first goal of the game. That makes it 18-0 Pioneer with the lead. That at 10:35. Clock counting down as it approaches 10:15 and rolling. Solden in to take the draw now. On the other side remains Brigman. Timeout call by Pioneer. We'll take it with them as, well, let's talk about the wonderful sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. That includes Iris Dry Cleaning, at 209 Fitness, Whitcomb Farms LLC, Finn's Insurance, Crazy Wisdom Publications, Shirley Reddick, State Farm Insurance Agent, Orange Theory Fitness, Kevin Devine Real Estate, Ann Arbor Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Palgon Tea, Hesselberg Chiropractics, Heidi Kucherellis Insurance, Anderson Paint Company, Ann Arbor Smiles, Stadium Hardware, Steve Service, Felix Rubberg of Real Estate One, Pear, Spigen, Egan and Daniels, Pear Sperling, Egan and Daniels, Mathnasium, Blue Line Fitness, Deeper and Burst Orthodontics, Bank of Ann Arbor, The Right Touch, Burns Park Orthodontics, and BB Nail Salon. Please help support those who support the Pioneer Women's Lacrosse team. As let's play a quick message from the MHSAA.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we are here in the second half on senior night for Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse team, 9:56 left to go here in the second, 18-0. Pioneer rolling as Solden in to take the draw. Brigman on the other side. As this will be Solden's first draw. As she gets set. Ball set between the back of the crosses. There's the whistle, popped up and over, trying to race over to get it. Still a ground ball. As Jimenez trying to get in, that goes out the near sideline. Brigman will have it on the near sideline. Solden did a great job to get popped up. And Brigman restarts, spins back towards midfield, launches it back on the Tecumseh side of midfield. Racing ahead with it is Cluis. Cluis racing down the far hash marks into the offensive zone. That ball comes loose. Cluis trying to get to it, trying to keep it in, and that goes out the far sideline. That will be Pioneer's ball. 9:15 left to go. Or nope, they'll say Pioneer last touched it. Cluis has it. She's right on that far sideline. Cluis racing, trying to cut out by the numbers. That ball comes loose. Ground ball, trying to pull it away. Kennedy. Cluis gets it back. Cluis lofts that ahead, trying to rake that up. Battle for it as grabbing it is Cuthbert. Cuthbert now goes back out of the offensive zone. That ball fired ahead as Malloy pulls it away. Malloy coming down the far sideline. Malloy fired ahead, raked up, and coming the other direction is Corwin. Corwin for Tecumseh. That ball on the pitch, but that will be grabbed, and Corwin fires that ahead. Stolen away. Here comes Pioneer as Lamb has it. Lamb lofts that ahead to Solden. Solden trying to get it on a hop. That pulled away. Racing the other direction with it is Bruner. Bruner loses it, and here comes Whitcomb. Whitcomb into the offensive zone. Whitcomb fires it. There's a shot and a score by Kennedy. Kennedy from Whitcomb. Now it's 19-0 Pioneer with the lead.
Pioneer goal, number 7, Adriana Kennedy. With assist, number 14, Lily Whitcomb.
And it's 7:34. Clock continues to roll. As Peters versus Solden for the draw. Malloy on the left-hand side of the center circle with Bruner. Jimenez top of the center circle over there with Brigman. That ball loose. Jimenez trying to get it, coming away with it. Solden. Solden wins her second ever draw. That ahead to Whitcomb. Whitcomb trying to fire it over to Kim. That runs out the end line and chasing it out there to Tecumseh. So Tecumseh will have it in along the end line in their own defensive zone. That fired ahead, racing ahead with it is Cluis. Cluis coming down the far sideline. Cluis lofts that over. Grabbing it, bringing it is Brunner. Brunner right over midfield. Miranda rakes that up. Miranda fires that ahead. Over to Luna. Luna right over the restraining line. Coming down the numbers on the far wing. Luna now loses it. Pops it back up. Luna comes outside the near hash marks. Luna goes underneath the goal line extended as we approach the 6-minute mark here. Left to go in the second. Luna. And to get it over to Whitcomb. That's stolen away, fired ahead. Here comes Tecumseh down the far sideline, but that will be a whistle. Went out the far sideline. Daly trying to loft that ahead. Daly restarts. Daly launches it over to Solden. Solden gets it over to Jimenez. Jimenez between the hash marks inside the 12-meter fan. Jimenez working her way around the 12-meter fan. 5:29 left to go. Here in the second, 19-0 Pioneer with the lead. Jimenez in along the end line. Jimenez gets over the goal line extended. Jimenez launches it over to Whitcomb. Whitcomb just outside the 12-meter fan. Whitcomb outside the far hash marks. Whitcomb lofts it back to Solden. Solden between the hash marks. Solden over on the near wing to Jimenez. Jimenez running down the numbers on the near wing. Gets it back over to Solden on the near hash marks, just outside the 12-meter fan. 4:55 left here in the second. Solden trying to get a little room to work. Solden, that racing ahead. She got a screen from Kim. Solden with a shot. There's a save by Lucretiu. Fired over, trying to get it over to Kim as Malloy had it. Lucretiu has it in the crease and rakes it up. 4:25 left to go here in the second. Lucretiu launches it ahead. That loose on the ground over on the far wing as Solden goes to pick it up, but there's a whistle, and that is going to be Tecumseh's ball. Coming up the far sideline, stolen away by Kim. Kim has it right on the far sideline. Kim gets ahead to Whitcomb. Whitcomb comes inside the 12-meter fan. Whitcomb trying to race towards the crease. She's walled off. Whitcomb lofts it back to Malloy. Malloy outside the far hash mark. Spins Malloy on that far wing. Malloy comes between the inside right on the far hash marks now as she's back there working against Corin. Malloy just inside the near hash marks. Now goes outside the near hash marks. 3:30 left to go. Malloy goes right to the goal line, extended on the near wing. Now spins, fires it out in front, trying to get it over to Lamb. That rolls past. Solden rakes it up on the far wing. Solden gets it over to Kim. 3:14 left to go. Back over to Solden on the far wing. Solden even with the goal on that far wing. Solden gets it back over to Luna. Luna just outside the 12-meter fan. Luna back over to Solden. Solden rakes it up on the far hash mark. Solden has that tipped. Under 3 minutes left to go. As Solden will have a free position on the first hash on the right on that 8-meter arc. 2:40 left to go. Pioneer continues to cruise. 19-0. Now 20-0 as Solden puts it in on the free position.
Pioneer goal, number 9, Lily Solden.
And at the 3-minute mark, .207 and counting down. Solden has it for the draw. Peters on the other side. Ball set for the draw. Right at the blockades, getting it on the backside of the crosses, making sure the crosses are level and pop back up, and they'll say that it's going to go over to Tecumseh on a draw violation. Trying to bring it ahead is Brigman. Brigman. Loose ground ball. Malloy pulls it away. Malloy coming downfield. Malloy gets a little room to work with the spin move. Malloy now on the numbers on the near wing. Feeds that back over to Grabowski. Grabowski lofts it ahead to Malloy. Malloy on the near sideline. 1:04 left to go. Malloy just outside the offensive zone, launches it over to Solden. Solden moves it over to Jimenez. Jimenez inside the offensive zone, gets it over to Luna. Luna on the numbers on the far wing. 50 seconds left to go. Back over to Jimenez. Jimenez launches it over to Malloy. 42 seconds left to go. We will have the senior celebration just following this game. Stay tuned as Kennedy gets it to Kim. Kim launches it over on the far wing to Luna. Luna gets it back to Jimenez. 28 seconds left to go. Solden with it between the hash marks. Flips it back over to Jimenez. Jimenez launches it back to Solden. Solden racing down the far hash mark. 17 seconds left to go. Gets it over to Malloy on the near wing. 13 seconds left to go. Malloy between the hash marks, spinning. Malloy cuts between defenders, as that will be a whistle. 3, 2, 1. And that will do it as Pioneer wins by a score of 20-0.
Pioneer 20, Tecumseh 0.
As Pioneer...
Thank you to the Tecumseh and Pioneer lacrosse fans, and thank you to the coaches. For Tecumseh, Caitlin Harvin, and for Pioneer, Zach Magus.
As now it will be the Pioneer senior celebration.
We'll have senior celebration.
And Pioneer is now your SEC champion. Pioneer women's varsity lacrosse, the first of their big goals of this season to win the SEC, and Pioneer is now SEC champions of women's lacrosse. As they'll get things set up for the senior celebration, let's break away, play a little bit of music, and we will be right back with that senior celebration. You're watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. The JV team out to form the tunnel with their lacrosse sticks as get things going. They're in their black jerseys as parents heading out onto the field and flowers out there set to honor these wonderful, amazing seniors who have a tough year, a tough career for these seniors, starting off with the pandemic early in their high school career and losing a lacrosse season, but they have persevered, and we have been absolutely honored to get to see them and see their career out on the field and celebrate their wins and try and cheer them on during their losses. These are now SEC champion, 2023 SEC champion Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse team. As they get everything set, it's always a bittersweet time to have a senior night, knowing we won't get to see these wonderful, amazing athletes in their Pioneer purple much longer, but knowing they will go on to have much bigger, amazing adventures ahead of them. If their dedication to their team, their dedication on the field, and their dedication to their sports is anything like the rest of their adventure, they will succeed and do amazing things, and we can't wait to see it happen. Is everyone getting set? And once we go here, we'll turn it over to our public address announcer. It just takes a little bit of organizing, everyone out there. So it's kind of a good thing to do this. You never know what's best kind of before a game, right in the middle or afterwards. It's probably nicer afterwards. At least for the opposing team. They don't have to sit and wait through it. You're also not in some time crunch. You get a chance to really make sure everyone gets honored here. And here we go.
Good evening. It is with great pride that we honor the class of 2023 and our 6 outstanding senior athletes.
Coach waiting down at the end of the line. Looks like Jody Bolger may be down there to take some photos. She does a lot of amazing photos for a lot of the teams. It does fantastic work. And here we go.
Number 34, Captain Elizabeth Daly. Lizzie is accompanied by her mom, Samantha, and her sister, Grace. She's been on the lacrosse team for 4 years and lettered 2. Lizzie's one of the captains of this year's team. One of her favorite memories was this year's Easter egg hunt, when she opened a golden egg filled with rocks and read a note that said, "Go kick rocks." She encourages young players to use every moment to its full potential. Go to preseason, talk to new people, make friends, focus in practice. Be confident enough to make mistakes and then make sure you learn from them. Always play your hardest. You only get 4 seasons, so make them count. Lizzie plans to study molecular biology, biochem, and genetic engineering at Michigan State's Lyman Briggs College. Number 97, Caitlin Grice. Caitlin is accompanied by her mom, Kristen, dad, John, and brothers, Will and Jameson. Caitlin has been on the lacrosse team for 4 years and lettered twice. Her favorite memory was playing goalie for the first time last year and learning how much she loved it. Her advice to young players: take advantage of every second you have on the field to improve yourself as a player and a person. Caitlin will be attending Kalamazoo College in the fall and playing goalie on the lacrosse team. Number 4, Captain Lizzie Kinsey. Lizzie is accompanied by her parents, Jennifer and John Kinsey, and her sister Anna. Lizzie has been on the lacrosse team for 4 years, lettering all 4 years. She was part of the SEC champion team in 2022. Some of her favorite PLAX memories are winning in overtime at Matawan, a team bonding in Lansing this season. She encourages young players to always take the team bus. So many memories come from those long bus rides and can be the best of times to bond with teammates. After graduation, Lizzie will be attending the University of Michigan and plans to attend as many lacrosse games as possible. Number 3, Sophie Miranda. Sophie is accompanied by her mom, Sue G. Min Miranda, her dad Michael, and brother Oliver. Sophie has played on the team for 3 years and lettered 2. She says it's hard to pick a favorite memory, but the relief and disbelief right after Lizzie scored the winning goal in the 6th overtime of the Matawan game felt crazy. She's grateful for every moment she has fallen over laughing, every bus ride, every out-of-pocket thing Coach Zach has said, every time someone yelled, "Roll Tide," every joke and every smile she has shared with her teammates. Sophie feels lucky to have been part of this team. Her advice to younger teammates: give every moment your all, because you'll regret standing and watching. Holding yourself back for fear of failure is so much worse than messing up while trying your best. After graduation, she's attending Smith College and hopes to play club lacrosse. Number 11, Captain Gigi Paulino. Gigi is accompanied by her parents, Alessandra and Everton, and brother Enzo. She's played on the lacrosse team for 4 years, lettering all 4 years. Her favorite memory was going to MSU for team bonding and running late to afternoon games because the spin scooters failed us. Gigi's advice to young players: don't let other people dictate your limits. Only you know what you're capable of doing, and only you can put in the work to get there. Always focus on your finish line. She plans to attend the University of Michigan and study political science or criminal justice on a pre-law track, and possibly try out for the Michigan club team. She's definitely interested in volunteer coaching. Number 12, Cindy Shui. Cindy is being accompanied by her dad, Bing Shui, and grandmother, Judy Du. She has been on the lacrosse team for 3 years and lettered 2 years. Her favorite memory was beating Matawan in 6 overtimes. Her advice to younger players: work on your stick skills outside of practice and enjoy the time with your teammates. Cindy plans to attend Northwestern University and major in biology with a minor in music, and is interested in playing on the club lacrosse team. And finally, a note from Coach Zach. 2023, I thank you from me. Without you, there would never have been we. The sacrifice and passion you have given to this program has truly been divine. Remember, to always move your finish line. Congratulations to our PLAC seniors and their families.
We will be back tomorrow for the game versus Portage Northern. Until then, have a fantastic evening, everyone. Thank you to my camera person, Christina Wiseman. My name is Mark Wiseman. Have a great evening and congratulations to the seniors.